Have you ever stopped and wondered what really happens inside your body when you just stop eating for a while? Well, we're about to go on this incredible biological journey together and find out exactly that. So, what really happens when you don't eat for 3 whole days? We're going to break it down and track the very specific, measurable shifts that kick in. It's, this amazing story of adaptation that's happening right inside of us. Okay, so let's set the scene. The clock starts now. The moment you've had your last meal. For the next 72 hours, we're going to be a fly on the wall, watching exactly what your body does. And really, the star of this whole show is your body. It's this incredibly smart, adaptive machine. And when the fuel from the outside world stops coming in, guess what? It doesn't panic. Not at all. It just adapts. So let's watch what it does. All right, let's dive into the first big phase. The first 24 hours. This is all about a huge change in where your body gets its energy. It's kind of like a power plant, flipping a switch from the main grid over to the backup generators. So for the first 12 hours or so, it's pretty much business as usual. Nothing too dramatic is going on. Your body's just coasting, burning off the easy energy it got from your last meal. It's simple, accessible fuel. But what happens when that easy energy starts to run out? Well, your body turns to something called glycogen. And honestly, the best way to think about glycogen is like a packed lunch you brought from home. It's not a huge feast, but it's this ready-to-go source of sugar that's been stored away in your liver and muscles for exactly this kind of situation. So you can really see that transition happening here. The first 12 hours, you're just running on your last meal. Easy peasy. But then from hour 12 all the way to hour 24, you have officially opened up that packed lunch and you're burning through those glycogen stores. And that is the body's first big fuel switch. And there we have it, the 24-hour mark. This is a huge milestone. Why? Because that packed lunch, it's empty. The glycogen is all used up. And forcing this switch is what really kicks things into gear. It's the first major step away from burning sugar all the time. And it paves the way for some much deeper changes. So, what happens next? The easy fuel is gone. Now the body's mission changes. It's not just about finding energy anymore. It's about actively improving its own internal machinery. And this is where things get really, really interesting. We're entering what you could call a deep cleanup mode. And that brings us to this key biological process with a pretty cool name, autophagy. So, what in the world is it? Okay, so autophagy literally means self-eating. I know, that sounds a little intense, but it's not scary, I promise. The best way to think of it is like your body's own internal spring cleaning crew. This crew goes around, finds old, junky, damaged cells or parts of cells, and recycles them. It either breaks them down for energy or uses the raw materials to build new, better parts. And let's be super clear here, this isn't just a light tidying up. No. This is a deep, essential quality control process for your entire system. By clearing out all that cellular junk, your body is making itself more efficient, more resilient. It's absolutely fundamental for staying healthy right down at the microscopic level. And that brings us to our second big milestone, 48 hours. By this point, your body isn't just in survival mode. It's actively optimizing itself. Autophagy is going full blast. And the benefit here is just massive. I mean, by recycling all these damaged parts, the body can help reduce inflammation and clear out the very junk that contributes to aging. All right, so the cleanup crew has done its job. The house is clean. So what's next? Well, now we get to what might be the most amazing phase of all, rejuvenation. The body literally shifts gears from cleaning and recycling to actively rebuilding itself from the inside out. Yeah, this is really the payoff for all that hard work, all that deep cleaning. Now that all the old junky stuff has been cleared out, there's suddenly space and resources to build something new. And that's when your body calls in the master construction workers. And here's how that rebuilding process pretty much works. First, that cleanup process, autophagy, gets rid of a bunch of old, worn-out immune cells. That acts like a signal, telling the body, hey, it's time to activate the stem cells. Think of stem cells as brand new building blocks. And once they're activated, they get to work regenerating fresh, healthy new cells to rebuild the entire system. And that brings us to our final incredible milestone, 72 hours. At this point, your body is deep in a state of regeneration, all driven by these stem cells. It's basically a full system reboot. Creating all these new healthy cells, especially for your immune system, is like giving your body a brand new, upgraded set of tools to work with. It's a total game changer. Okay, wow. So we've walked through each major stage. Let's kind of zoom out now and look at the entire 72-hour journey all at once, just to see how it all flows together. So here it is, the whole story in one shot. At 24 hours, you've burned through your backup fuel. By 48 hours, that deep cellular cleanup is in high gear. And by 72 hours, the system is actively rebuilding and rejuvenating itself. You can see how one step perfectly sets the stage for the next. The biggest takeaway here is just how this whole thing starts as a simple response to not having food, but then it evolves into this profound, system-wide process of renewal. It's just a truly amazing transformation. And that really gets back to the main theme, doesn't it? Through this whole journey, the body isn't failing or breaking down. Not at all. It's intelligently adapting, cleaning house, and rebuilding itself, all based on this ancient survival programming that's just built right in. And that's why this is so cool to understand. When you know this timeline, you get this amazing glimpse into the powerful, automatic systems that are always working behind the scenes to keep us running, to repair us, most of the time without us even having a clue. Which, leaves us with one last pretty big question to think about. In our modern worlds, where we have food available 24/7, could tapping into this ancient survival code, this built-in program for cleaning and rebuilding, actually be one of the keys to modern wellness? It's definitely something to chew on.